Stop. Imagine this for a second. You're in a hospital. You need help fast, but you don't know the English words to explain what's wrong. Scary, right?
Honestly, terrifying. I can handle English at a coffee shop, but a hospital, that feels like English on expert mode.
And that's exactly why we're here. If you learn the right phrases today, you won't panic. You'll know exactly what to say, even in a stressful moment.
By the end of this video, you'll speak confidently at any hospital. Check-in, symptoms, pain levels, everything. Simple English, real situations, zero confusion. Hey everyone, and welcome back. I'm Emily, and today we're teaching English that can actually save you stress. Or honestly, maybe even save your life.
And I'm Paul, professional English learner, part-time overthinker. I panic when I can't explain my feelings, and that includes pain.
And I'm Maya. I'm here to keep things calm, clear, and logical, like a hospital nurse who actually has time to explain things.
Today's topic is simple but important. What should you say at the hospital? Not medical school English, not textbook English, real English you'll actually use.
The kind that helps you say things like, I can't breathe, my stomach hurts, or I need a doctor now.
Exactly. And we'll cover it step by step, from checking in to talking about symptoms to asking for help politely and clearly.
Before we jump in, here's how this lesson works. We teach. We act out real conversations. You repeat, you practice, and by the end, you'll sound confident even in a stressful situation.
And if you're watching this while healthy, great. Learn it now, use it later, preferably much later.
If you're a beginner, don't worry. We'll use simple English. If you're intermediate, we'll give you expansions too.
All right, let's warm up with some simple vocabulary you'll hear in every hospital. Hospital English can feel big and complicated, but really, if you learn a small group of keywords, 80% of your communication becomes easy.
Just like learning 3 buttons on a microwave is enough to survive.
Exactly. You don't need every medical term. You only need the ones that help you describe how you feel.
Let's start with the easiest and most important ones. Repeat after me. Doctor, nurse, emergency room, check-in desk, appointment, pain, symptoms, medicine.
That word, symptoms, honest moment, I used to think it meant something scary, like symptoms equals you are dying.
It just means the things your body feels. Hot, cold, dizzy, tired, coughing. Those are symptoms.
Think of symptoms as simple clues your body is giving you, not a horror movie. Let's try a tiny, easy practice. Imagine I'm the nurse. Paul is the patient. Maya is helping. Hello, what are your symptoms?
I feel bad.
And that's what many learners say, but not helpful. Try, I have a headache, or I feel dizzy, or my stomach hurts.
Got it. More specific, less panic.
You choose the sentence. Repeat after me. 1, I have a headache. 2, my chest hurts. 3, I feel dizzy. 4, I can't breathe well. 5, I feel weak.
One quick cultural note. In many English-speaking countries, people explain pain using numbers from 0 to 10. 0 equals no pain. 10 equals unbearable pain. You'll often hear, what's your pain level?
My pain level is usually 0 unless I step on a Lego.
Universal 10 out of 10.
We'll practice this more later. Fun fact, the word hospital comes from a Latin word that also means guest or host. So historically, hospitals were places where travelers were taken care of.
So if I go to the hospital, I'm basically a guest. Should I bring a gift?
Only if you're visiting someone else. All right, now that we've warmed up, let's move into the real lesson. We'll cover how to check in, how to explain symptoms, how to describe pain, what to say in an emergency, useful phrases you can use anytime.
And maybe how to tell the doctor, please don't give me a giant needle.
We can include that too.
Good. Let's start the main lesson in the next section. Let's jump straight into the part that most people struggle with, talking to the receptionist or nurse when you arrive at the hospital. This is where panic usually starts, because you feel sick and you need to explain things in English.
Yeah, that's the part where my brain says, error 404, words not found.
Good news, you only need a few simple sentences. Once you know them, the whole process becomes easy and predictable.
When you walk in, the first person you talk to is usually at the check-in desk. This person is not the doctor. They're there to register you, ask basic questions, and send you to the right place.
So the check-in desk is like the receptionist at a hotel, but instead of room service, you get medical service?
Pretty much, but with less smiling and more forms.
Here are the most important phrases you need when you arrive. I need to see a doctor. It's an emergency. I have an appointment. I don't have an appointment. I need help, please. I don't feel well.
Notice something. These sentences don't need fancy grammar. In a hospital, clarity beats perfection. A short, simple sentence works better than a long, confused one.
Good. My specialty is short sentences.
Hello, how can I help you today?
Hi, I don't feel well. I need to see a doctor.
Do you have an appointment?
No, I don't.
Okay, what are your symptoms?
I feel dizzy and my stomach hurts.
That's perfect. Simple, clear, and helpful. No need to panic or apologize for your English. You only need one powerful pattern. I have plus symptom. My plus body part plus hurts. That's it. Examples. I have a fever. I have a cough. I have chest pain. My head hurts. My back hurts. My stomach hurts.
Let's do a quick repetition round. Say each one clearly. I have a fever. I have a cough. I feel weak. My chest hurts. My leg hurts. hurts.
These are easy. I can actually remember them. It feels like hospital English is simpler than restaurant English.
It is, because in a hospital, everyone wants fast communication.
This part makes a big difference. Doctors need detail. The more clearly you explain your symptoms, the faster they understand how to help you.
First, you need words that explain when the problem started. Since this morning, since last night, for 2 days, for 1 week, since yesterday.
I like since this morning. That one works for 90% of my problems.
Now combine it with symptoms. I've had a headache since this morning. I've had a fever for 2 days. I felt dizzy since last night. These are extremely useful.
To describe how strong your problem is, use mild, medium, severe, very strong, or the number scale 1 to 10.
The number scale is the most common. Doctors often say, rate your pain from 0 to 10. 0 equals no pain. 3 to 4 equals mild. 6 equals strong. 8 to 10 equals very strong/emergency.
Let's practice quickly. Repeat the sentences. My pain is a 3. My pain is a 6. My pain is a 9.
My pain is a 10 when my Wi-Fi stops working.
Emotional pain doesn't count, Paul.
If you can name the body part, you can describe the problem. These are the basic ones everyone uses. Head, throat, chest, stomach, back, leg, arm, knee, ankle, shoulder, neck.
And what if the pain is somewhere more private?
You can say lower stomach or lower back if you want to be discreet. Hospital staff understand what you mean.
Remember, you don't need perfect scientific names. Simple is fine. I'll give a situation. You pick the correct sentence. Ready? Situation 1. You have strong pain in your head for 2 hours. Which one is correct? A. My head hurted for long time. B. I have a headache. It started 2 hours ago. C. I hurt head. Big problem.
If someone chooses C, the doctor will send them back to English class.
Correct answer B. Simple, clear, correct. Situation 2. You feel dizzy since this morning. Which is better? A. I am dizzy since morning. B. I feel dizzy since this morning. C. I feel dizzy for breakfast.
The answer is B.
I feel dizzy for breakfast sounds like a weird lifestyle choice.
Remember, the goal is communication, not perfect grammar. If the doctor understands you quickly, you win.
In an emergency, you need fast English, no complicated vocabulary. Help, please. I can't breathe. I feel like I will faint. I have chest pain. Call a doctor. Call an ambulance.
Repeat after me. Help, please. Call an ambulance. I feel like I will faint. I can't breathe.
The phrase, I feel like I will faint, is very useful. I probably need that every time I see a needle.
Faint just means to pass out or to lose consciousness.
If you're intermediate, here are a few helpful sentences doctors love because they give clear information. The pain comes and goes, not constant. The pain is sharp, like a knife. The pain is dull, not sharp. The pain spreads to my arm/back/ etc. I feel pressure in my chest. I have trouble breathing.
These words help doctors understand the type of pain, not just the location.
Sharp pain feels like a knife. Dull pain feels like a heavy rock.
Exactly. Heavy, slow, and uncomfortable. Repeat with confidence. I have a fever. I have a cough. I feel dizzy. I feel weak. My chest hurts. My stomach hurts. I've had this pain since yesterday. My pain level is a 7. The pain comes and goes.
This is the kind of English I wish someone taught me years ago. Simple but real.
Most people learn, hello, how are you? But no one teaches, I feel like I might faint.
That's why we're here.
Emily presents the structure.
Before we talk to the doctor, let's finish one more quick practice round. Here's a simple structure you can use in almost any hospital situation. I have plus symptom, plus since for plus time. Examples. I have a cough since last night. I have back pain for 3 days.
Your turn. Imagine you have a headache since this morning. Create the sentence.
I think I've got it. I have a headache since this morning.
Exactly. Simple and clear.
In English-speaking hospitals, staff often talk quickly. They're not angry or impatient. They're multitasking, dealing with emergencies, and giving instructions all day.
If you don't understand something, don't pretend. Just say, can you repeat that, please? Please speak slowly. I didn't understand.
Or my personal version. Please say that again. My brain is buffering.
Whatever works, as long as you get the information you need. Okay, you've checked in. Now you're sitting with the doctor. This is where clear English really matters.
Doctors usually ask very predictable questions. If you know the patterns, it becomes easy.
Where does it hurt? How long have you had this pain? Is the pain sharp or dull? Does anything make it better or worse? Are you taking any medicine? Do you have allergies?
That question, does anything make it better or worse, always confuses me.
It's simple. You answer with actions. It's worse when I walk. It's better when I rest. It's worse when I breathe. It's better after I drink water.
Hello, what seems to be the problem today?
My chest hurts. I've had this pain since last night.
Is the pain sharp or dull?
It's sharp. It comes and goes.
Does anything make it worse?
Yes, it's worse when I breathe
Are
deeply.
you taking any medicine?
No, nothing.
That's it. Clear, simple, and helpful.
If the doctor gives you medicine, you might need these phrases. How many times a day? Before or after food? Any side effects? How long should I take it? What should I avoid?
If you're not sure how to take the medicine, always ask. Mistakes can be dangerous.
What about injection? I need a polite way to say, please don't use a giant needle.
Try this instead. Is there another option?
And if the answer is no, then good luck, Paul.
Doctors may say things like, take 1 pill twice a a day. Come back in 3 days. Drink plenty of water. Avoid heavy food. Rest as much as possible. We need to run some tests.
If you don't understand, repeat it back. Say, so I take this 2 times a day, right? This helps you confirm you heard correctly.
Also helps you avoid taking the whole bottle at once.
You've learned a lot today, and these phrases can genuinely make your life easier. Hospital English doesn't need to be scary.
You now know how to check in, describe symptoms, explain pain, talk to the doctor, ask about medicine, understand instructions, and communicate clearly even in stressful moments.
And most importantly, you learned how to survive needles. Well, maybe.
If today's lesson helped you, make sure to hit the like button.
And subscribe so you don't miss the next lesson. We've got plenty more real-life English coming.
Drop a comment and tell us which hospital phrase was most useful for you.
Thanks for learning with us. Stay healthy, stay confident, and we'll see you in the next video.
Preferably at the next video, not at the hospital.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.